Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Knicks Daily here. This was without question the craziest Knick game I have ever seen in my life. I would say the second one was that one against the Bulls. I think it was on Easter where Carmelo hit those two clutch threes over Luol Deng. But this game, the reason why I say it was so crazy is because Jalen Brunson got injured in the first half, and part of me thought that he wasn't going to return, and he did come back in the second half. But at that point, the Knicks were down 12 points. And then OG Anunoby was having his best game without question of the season, maybe his career, if we're being honest. In this big moment, game 2 of the semifinals, OG finished with 28 in 28 minutes. I mean, he was an absolute flamethrower out there. But this game, it just felt like the Knicks were going to lose no matter what they did. The Pacers could not miss. They finished the game 52% from the field, 44 from 3. They did miss 7 free throws, which was good, and they got killed on the boards. But the Knicks should not have won this game. But they did. And how often have we been saying that on this channel? The Knicks, the games that they always have lost since I've been watching them, since you've been watching them, they're now starting to win. And the 3 guys we went with on the thumbnail, pretty obvious. Jalen Brunson played 32 minutes and had 29 points on 11 of 18 shooting. This is going to sound stupid, and it is stupid, but Brunson, this was honestly a down game for him. Think about that for a second. 5 assists. 3 steals, 29 points in 32 minutes on good efficiency. Brunson had been spoiling us with 40-point, 13 assist games, but yeah, he was okay tonight, right? I mean, Brunson establishing himself as one of the great Knicks of all time. I mean, it's only been here 2 seasons, but in these 2 seasons, he's done more than most have done. The second guy is OG Anunoby. Like I said, amazing game defensively, offensively. If OG did not have 28, obviously we lose this game. The only reason we were in the game in the first half was because of OG. And then the third guy, Isaiah Hartenstein, he was a plus 21 tonight, 14 points, 12 boards, and 8 assists on 5 of 7 shooting, all 4 of his free throws. 4 of those boards were offensive. This was pretty much as good as I've seen Isaiah since he came to the Knicks last year in free agency. I mean, he was absolutely terrific. Josh Hart arguably could have been on the thumbnail as well. We only do 3, but 19 for Hart. He had 15 rebounds, 7 assists. I don't know why Josh Hart, it didn't seem like he had 15 rebounds. I think it's because I'm just expecting it to this point. I'm expecting Brunson to do what he does. I'm expecting Hart to do what he does, and all these guys. I mean, the Knicks are spoiling us. Julius Randle's out for the season. Bojan Bogdanovic is out for the season, and now Mitchell Robinson's out for the season. The Knicks should not be doing this. They should not be up 2-0 in the second round of the playoffs, but here they are. And then, of course, certainly last but not least, Tante DiVincenzo at 28 points. On 6 of 12 shooting from 3, 10 of 20 from the field. Also gave the Knicks 6 boards, 4 assists, and a steal. Dante, he continues to hit big shots for us. I thought he did a great job, of course, of attacking the basket and making the defense adjust. Normally, we think of Dante, we think of a spot-up shooter, a guy that can get hot in a hurry, but he did a lot of damage attacking the basket because the Pacers' closeouts were just so aggressive. And then the bench for the Knicks tonight, I mean, well, 28 minutes for Precious, minus 14. Miles McBride, 20 minutes, minus 22. This was, I'm not going to say as bad as McBride has played as a Knick, but it really was. This was just not a good game for McBride. And then Precious, same thing. Like, the bench has been absolutely non-existent. I hate to be that guy. Can the Knicks beat the Celtics? Can the Knicks beat the Wolves? With this bad, I don't know. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. Obviously, the job's not finished with Indiana, but the Knicks have to figure out this bench because it has been terrible in these, of course, last 2 games. And even if you want to go back to the last 3 games, the Knicks in game 6 in Philadelphia, the reason they won that game was because of Hart, Devo, and Brunson, essentially single-handedly. So the Knicks have to figure that out. Alec Burks played just 1 minute tonight and ISO'd and took it was like a fadeaway contested jumper, but you know, Alec Burks hadn't played all playoffs, I want to say. So for him to do that, obviously, is extremely difficult. But what about Jericho Sims? Like, we talked in the last video about let's go get some Alec Burks for some, like, what about Jericho Sims? Let's see what he has to offer. And that's not a shot at Precious Achiuwa, but I'm pretty sure if Jericho Sims played 28 minutes, he wouldn't have 5 rebounds, 0 steals, 0 blocks, and 8 points. And I get Precious. He has had some good moments for us in the playoffs. He had that one game against Embiid where he completely locked them up. But we just, Coach Tibbs, if I could speak to him, let's just see some Jericho Sims, man. I get if he goes out there and he's trash, but until I see that, I'm not believing it. So I just would love to see Sims go out there, of course, and see what he can do. Hook'em, of course, man. I did move to Texas, so I'm a little bit biased with that. But I digress in that. The Knicks going out there, picking up a 2-0 series win. Indiana, we'll talk a little bit about them. Tyrese Halliburton, he had 34 points on 7-11 from 3, but in the second half he was non-existent. I think the stupidest thing for Indiana is that TJ McConnell didn't play more minutes. Like, how do you have 10 points, 12 assists, 5 of 9 shooting, you're a plus 10 in 23 minutes, and you don't play more? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, TJ McConnell, can he guard Jalen Brunson? No. I don't think anybody on this planet can guard Jalen Brunson the way he's shooting the ball right now. But is he the best option to defend Brunson? You can see Brunson was frustrated. Yeah, he got an and-one, man, but it's Jalen Brunson. Like, he's probably the best player in the NBA right now. I mean, if you take into account both sides, okay, Anthony Edwards, but offensively, Jalen Brunson, there's no one better in basketball right now, in my opinion at least, than Jalen Brunson. He looked frustrated with TJ McConnell picking him up full court and being physical. Indiana needs to play more TJ McConnell because, like, yeah, Nembar had a good game tonight. He's been good. He's been efficient, but he can't guard Jalen Brunson. Not even, like, Jalen Brunson, it's easy to him. At least it's a challenge with TJ McConnell out there. Miles Turner had 6 points. I was going to say this in my last video, but I didn't want to jinx us. I was going to say there's no way Miles Turner has another game like that in this series. I mean, the dude just could not miss. And then Naismith had 6 points. Pascal Siakam had 14. Like, Siakam, the only reason he even was scoring was because OG ended up missing some time, and Siakam was able to knock down some shots. But overall, this was the type of game where the Knicks, like I said earlier, boys, they should not have won this. I mean, Brunson misses time, OG misses time, the Pacers couldn't miss. Obi Toppin came in and looked like he was Reggie Miller out there, man. What was his efficiency? Obi was 7 of 10 from the field. He played in... He didn't play 20 minutes at 20 points. He was scoring a point a minute. That's a ridiculous clip. I mean, the Pacers bench continues to dominate us. Shepard, I didn't even know who this dude was coming to the series. He's a rookie. He had 11 points in 20 minutes. McConnell, like I said, 10 points and 12 assists in 23 minutes. He also had 4 boards. Isaiah Jackson was a plus 11 in 15 minutes, and then Toppin was a plus 9 in those 20 minutes. So the key for the Knicks is going to be, of course, their starting lineup continue to dominate. But for how long can this go on? Because it was one thing when Mitchell Robinson was out there, but now you lose Boyan, you lose Mitch too. The Knicks, in terms of their bench, they played 2 guys. Yeah, Alec Burks played a minute, but we're not counting that. That was a final minute of the first half. McBride and Achua, like, can you win in the NBA against elite teams playing 2 guys off the bench? I mean, I don't know, but I really don't want to find out. So I do trust this starting lineup, man. I have so much faith in them, but the Celtics, they've got guys coming off of their bench that can play 17 to 22 minutes and be extremely efficient and extremely dangerous. So, but let me know your guys' thoughts on that. But honestly, like, part of me is just kind of thinking about the next game. Like, I get that it just got over with, but I'm just getting kind of greedy to this point. I just want to finish off the Pacers in 4 games and just kind of worry about the next team. And I'm not trying to disrespect the Pacers, man. They're a young, second youngest team. They're fun, but I mean, all I care about is just the Knicks winning a championship. And of course, 10 more to go, 2 more in this series, 4 more against the Eastern Conference final winner, whoever that is, Cavs or Celtics, and then 4 more in the finals. But I don't know. I've been watching the Knicks my entire life, and this is the second time I've seen them make the second round of the playoffs. Second round, not the champion, the second round, guys. 2013 and 2000 and last year. Sorry, the Knicks made it last year. I really to say that they lost to the Heat. Okay, fine, third time, whatever. It's not really that much of a difference. So been alive a long time, good amount of time. And even though last year the Knicks just didn't have the roster to be able to compete, this year obviously a much different story. Even with the injuries, the Knicks are just on a different level. Jalen Brunson was incredible last round, but it's more so of, okay, well, Dante is now on this team, OG's on this team. Josh Hart looks like a superstar so far in the playoffs. I mean, nobody has more rebounds than Josh Hart. The dude's 6'4". Hartenstein has elevated his game. Guys are just elevating their games. Miles McBride hasn't exactly played well this series, but I'm not going to discredit him. This dude has been arguably the most improved player on the entire roster. I just want to see this bench get going. I want to see Alec Burks and Jericho Sims come in and spark the Knicks, because if that were to happen, I'd be feeling a lot better. But hey, man, of course, this was a positive game. We're up 2-0. Go enjoy it, man. Go have a drink if you're over 21, obviously. And But let's just move on to the next one. Jalen Brunson, I promised you was going to say the same thing to the media after the game. Yeah, okay, we got it done, but I'm focused on game 3. The Knicks can't let their guard down. As soon as the Knicks let their guard down, this is a 7-game series, and you do not want to play the Pacers in a 7-game series because anything can happen in a game 7, but especially a young team that has nothing to lose, that has overachieved the season. I mean, who thought the Pacers would be in the second round? I mean, maybe there's some people because Halliburton is a stud, and Rick Carlisle is a great coach. He's won a championship, obviously, but let's just finish the series at 4 games. I don't want this series to go any longer than the Sixers one did. That series going 6 games was even too long. Game 5, Maxey hit 2 threes in a row and miraculously wheeled the Sixers to that win. But this is a Pacers team that they've been beating us in both of these games. Indiana in the first game, if that illegal screen hadn't happened, and I'm not saying that the call wasn't made, but let's just say that Miles Turner set a legal screen and then they hit a game winner, we're down 1-0, or I guess 0-1. And then the second game, the Knicks were down 12 at one point. What if, like, see, the Knicks could very easily be down 2-0. They're obviously up 2-0, but that's the thing, is the Knicks need to keep their foot on the gas. That third quarter was the best quarter of the entire season. I don't care what anyone says. 36 to, 18 in that third quarter.